This is the beginning of my Go Gateway house. This is like a school of experience. This is how I came to create Ken Up, Ken Down. This is a package experience that I got from interviewing people in the DMV area and also people in the virtual world. So that is artists, creatives, locals, professionals, students. This is before and during COVID. Here are their stories, experiences, and perspectives. Last time that we sat down was like in the other studio in Hyattsville.
Yeah.
What's happened since then? What's been the developments in your life?
Okay, so when was that? That was around this time last year, right? Yeah.
Was it? I know you had short hair. Yeah.
Yeah, it was around this time last year, maybe a little bit earlier in the year, but I got to go back home to my country. That was cool. I've been working on more music. I've been taking music a little bit more seriously than I already was. I've just been chilling, honestly. I've just been like relaxing, going to school. And now we're in a pandemic, so it's like
you've opened for some dope artists, some big artists. You got to talk about that.
That was last year.
But that was after we sat down though, so that's my point.
It was after we sat down, yeah. So I got to open for Burna Boy last year. That was an experience. It was positive and negative, I would say. Positive, why? Because I got to open for him. I got to share a stage with him. I got to network also. A lot of my closest friends, like Hamid, I introduced you to. I met him at that show in the crowd. A negative, I feel like I wasn't prepared. I was very, very anxious. It was my first big show. The crowd wasn't really feeling me like that. There were like little clusters of people in the crowd that were feeling me, but I ran off stage and went to cry.
And then you met somebody that talked to you.
And then Afrobeat, the guy who sings the Joanna song, he sees me outside. He's like, "Girl, why are you crying?" I'm like, "I just got off stage and they hated me." And he's like, "Girl, what? Like, how long have you been doing this for?" "Oh, a year." And he said he'd been doing this for 10 years before he blew up. He used to be a DJ and he told me about his like whole life story. And I was like, shit, okay. That gave me a little bit of push. I try to remind myself that nothing happens overnight whenever I feel frustrated. Cause like most of my friends that are up there now, 5 to 10 years, they were in the industry without getting any type of recognition at all. But I also learned that it's all about who you know. It's not necessarily about how much talent you have or like who has the best song. It's all about the connects and the money.
What's your confidence level at right now from, a year ago to now?
I would say I was at a maybe a 3 last year. Now I'm at an 8.5, 9.
Even through the pandemic.
I feel like the pandemic has helped me a lot with my confidence because most of my shows got canceled. So I had to put myself more out there on social media. So I started singing more, doing more singing videos, dance videos, going on Instagram Live. And that really pushed me to like get out of my comfort zone. So I feel like this pandemic has low-key been like a blessing in disguise in a way. I feel more confident just because of having been pushed to expose myself more on social media.
Did you have any like connection with Wale at any point? I don't remember if you mentioned Wale in our conversations.
Yeah, I mean, I met him at Echo Stage, but like that was really it. We didn't really exchange information. I just told him I was a fan. His bodyguards.
Oh yeah. So what happened? Yeah.
So basically, I've been listening to Wale for a long time, so I saw him and I was like, and his bodyguards noticed me staring and they're like, uh-oh, we have one right here. So I walked up to them and they're like, nah, you can't talk to him. I was like, can I like say hi at least? They're like, nah. And then he was like, no, it's okay. And then I told him, I introduced myself. I was like, hey, I'm Ange. I just opened for Berna. He's like, okay, cool. Didn't get to get a picture with him. Didn't really get to talk to him like that. They were just like, we gotta go. But he was there, like, not doing anything, just sitting there.
So the bodyguards are like, you said enough. Now
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard Wale is a very anxious person as well. Like, did you get that vibe?
Not really. No, I didn't. No.
Okay.
Some people with anxiety are good at hiding it, like me. But I wouldn't put it past him to be anxious.
Yeah.
Or to deal with that.
Now, you are somebody who's working to get to the level of, stardom and to get the exposure where people can, fall in love with your music. Like, when you see artists who have already quote unquote made it, like, do you feel like I can do this as well?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. And I feel that way because there are people that I met when nobody knew who they were, and I've seen their work ethic. I've seen their journey. I've watched them grow. And I feel like if I keep working hard, with the talent that I was given by God, I feel like I could do it. I could double it, triple it, quadruple it. Who knows?
Yeah. And I remember at one point in time, we had a conversation where you were saying whenever you will post something on your social media where you're kind of like exposing yourself a little bit, like you would get some type of bullying comments or whatever. Like, is that still happening?
Yeah, it still happens, but I don't really pay attention to it anymore. I pay more attention to the positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think it happens though? Like, is it because your fan base is probably mostly African?
I don't have a fan base yet. I have like a lot of supporters, but I wouldn't say I have a fan base.
Okay. Would you say it's because the supporters are like African? Yeah,
a lot of them are very close-minded. Like whenever I talk about like BLM, Black Lives Matter, or the LGBTQ, a lot of them have not been exposed to that. The only thing they know is you're African, they're Black, you're not the same people. The only thing they know is homosexuality is a sin, so don't partake in it, as if it's a choice or some shit. But yeah, I mean, I get told stuff on Instagram, but I don't really read into it as much as I used to. Like before, I would see something and dwell on it and show it to my friends and ask them if it's true. Now I look at it, I'm like, okay, this is what this person thinks. Okay, cool, whatever, go about my day.
Yeah. Like, I remember we spoke about this girl that was like, when George Floyd's situation was happening, she was saying that, that's a Black American issue. Like, let's talk about that. Cause that was a big one for you. I remember you had me have to read this shit.
I don't even really want to go there for real. But basically, a lot of, like Africans, at least the ones that I know, Africans don't come for me, please. But a lot of the Africans I know, especially the ones from my country, Equatorial Guinea, they feel like Black Lives Matter doesn't concern them. Like, they're not Black, they're African. So, they feel like if they get pulled over by the cops are gonna ask if they're African or African American. And if once they say they're African, they're gonna be let go. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic, but it's like, that's just the way they think. And this one girl, I completely forgot what I posted to my story, but this one girl was like, if the victim is not African, then I don't feel anything. I'm like, girl, like, this person has the same skin tone as you, the same look, the same like origin ultimately. And you're telling me, even like as a human being, you would see that happen to a white person and you should feel some type of way because that's another human being. It doesn't matter like what your ethnicity or what your whatever is. As a human being with a conscience, you should feel some type of way whenever you see somebody else being mistreated. But yeah, that really, really rubbed me the wrong way. And because I spoke up about it, I didn't know that this girl was like popular back home. Apparently she's popular because I spoke out against what she did.
Guinea.
Yeah, like just among people our age, like our generation. She apparently does music. I listened to it. I was on the fan. But, yeah, me speaking out against it has me, like, I'm now public enemy number one in like the EG. I'm just like, okay, so I'm not allowed to disagree with what somebody else says and like put it on my social media. I don't really care either. I mean, I don't know those people like that. I didn't grow up. They all grew up together, so they're all friends. And I'm like the outsider who is questioning them now. So you feel me? Like, but I don't really care. Like, it doesn't really do anything.
Do you think, like, the Black community is, and I mean the Black community, the extension of it as well, we all really coming together? You think it's real, or it's just for the time being?
I don't know. There's like 3 sides of that. There's the no, the yes, and the somewhat. The no, I still hear African Americans make fun of Africans. I still hear Caribbeans say stuff about Africans. I still hear, all of that. But then I surround myself with people who come from different backgrounds who but they do like, what is the word I'm looking for? There is a sense of community there. It doesn't matter where you're from. And then there's the middle where people are just kind of scared to do it because they don't want to be judged by their own community. Because like, for example, I even had this conversation with my mom. She was talking about how like, oh, African Americans are ghetto, da-da-da. I'm like, white supremacy is the reason why you think that. You see what they portray African Americans to be on TV. You don't have any African American friends. See, like, they feel the same way about us. They only know about stuff they see on TV, and it's all from white supremacy. It's all like propaganda from white people. So how about you get an African American friend and actually get to know them? You realize that they're just like you. They're just a human being. Like, stop perpetuating negative stereotypes. And I just feel like once we're able to get past that and understand each other, look at each other as one and the same, then maybe there could be some change. But I am very hopeful that they could be.
I think that was a great point that she made, because at the end of the day, it comes down to white supremacy media. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're watching it. They're watching it. Yeah. And that's where we both getting our ideas from. Exactly. That's actually a fact, So it's like, if you want to really look at it, if you're African and you're really looking at a situation like George Floyd and you think it doesn't affect you, it's idiotic, because it's like, we have the same enemy, which is the white supremacy. Cause the white supremacy don't give a fuck about no African. No. Like, they over there taking minerals and, they putting some type of vaccine and people over there, somehow they have the most HIV in the world. It's just like, there's destitute in Africa, and who's responsible for that? White supremacy. Exactly. So it's the common enemy. Yeah. But yeah, that's dope. Dope that you could share that. That was eloquent. Now, let's talk about your sex life.
And I saw this coming.
You saw this coming?
I saw this coming. What do you want to know about my sex life, Sam?
So it's quarantine, right? Yes. I want to know, are women still fucking, or are women being very cautious and being celibate?
Well, I can't speak for all women. I can only speak for myself. And I'm being pretty cautious. I've been celibate since the beginning of quarantine. I went on Amazon.com, got me a little friend, and my friend and I have been getting real friendly. That's all I'll say about that.
What color is your friend?
My friend is dark, just how I like him.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. See, I got stocks in Amazon, and I'm making a lot of money because Amazon stock is going up and up and up. Yeah. So I'm assuming part of it is a lot of women buying the toys.
Oh, absolutely. I saw a video of this guy complaining about how many dildos get shipped out of Amazon every day. He's like, come on, dildos? No. If I find that video, I'll send it to you, but it was so funny. It's mostly like sex toys that are getting shipped.
So like, it's a tough one, but like, when you use toys a lot, right, and you're not getting the natural penis, can you become desensitized in some type of way?
Hasn't happened to me, so I'd say no.
Okay.
It's like two different experiences also.
Because, I mean, I can only imagine, like, the dildo lasts longer than the real thing.
Yeah.
So,
depends on the real thing.
Okay. How do you feel about, like, toys being part of the sexual activity when you're with a guy?
If that's what you're into, go ahead. If that's not what you're into, don't do it.
It's a personal question. I'm asking you.
So you want me to share details about me? Okay.
Yeah, you're pretty open.
I've personally never used any toys with anybody. I'm not opposed to it.
What if a guy bought you a toy as a present? Is that weird?
Bold of you to assume it's never happened before.
Well, I know. I'm just asking. I'm saying
it's not weird.
It's not weird.
No, I mean it's happened. Recently, yeah.
Is there a time? Is it? Can you do it on Valentine? Can you do it on birthday? Is there a time? Is there a right time to buy a girl a toy?
No, there isn't a right time to buy a girl a toy. Every time or every day, any time is the right time to buy a girl a toy because a girl deserves to feel good. 365, 24/7.
Like Jada Pinkett?
I don't want to get into no entanglements, so I'm not going to go there.
Let me ask you this about Jada Pinkett's situation. Do you feel like she has given women the permission to feel entitled when cheating?
First of all, she didn't cheat because her and Will Smith have an open marriage.
She never said she had an open marriage.
Yes, but it's decades ago they talked about how they had an open marriage. Like decades ago.
So why would she be mad? Why would he be mad then if it was an open marriage and he was...
some people have their insecurities. Some people agree to stuff that they're really not comfortable with just to be able to like keep their partner. I don't know. I haven't really been following that whole Smith situation either. I try to stay out of people's business. I've been trying to stay off social media also. All I know is that decades ago, they let it be known that they were in an open marriage. So that's their business. I personally would never do that, but if that's what they're doing, then that's what they're doing.
Yeah. And I remember last time we talked, you were bisexual.
Yes, I still am bisexual.
Okay. I mean, some people fluctuate, you know?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, I would consider myself more pansexual.
What's the difference?
Pansexual, so bisexual, men and women. Pansexual doesn't discriminate. Like, bisexual people tend to only date people who are assigned female or assigned male at birth and not, like, trans. I don't discriminate against trans people either. Like, if I'm dating you because I like you, and I'm not gonna not date you anymore because I find out that you were born a woman or born a man or...
So you can date a man that became a woman?
Yes.
And you can date a woman that became a man?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let me ask you this. Is that in your head or have you actually been involved with
I have been involved.
With a trans man or woman?
I'd rather not, like, talk about that. I'd rather not, yeah. Just out of respect for them.
Okay, no, that's understandable. And so, you know, I had a interview with a trans woman, right? And I asked her, is there a difference between a woman and a trans woman? And she said, yes, a trans woman is a trans woman and a quote unquote natural born woman is a cis woman. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people got mad because they were saying that they're just women. They're not cis women. Like, that's some made up shit and they're just women. and a trans woman is not a woman. They are a trans woman. How do you feel about
that's
that?
That's a very interesting topic, and I've like really, really sat down with myself and with other people to really think about this. I think trans women are women because they are women. A lot of people feel like, no, you weren't born a woman, so you're not a woman. You can't have, you don't have a womb. You can't get pregnant. You don't have your period. You're not a woman. But that's not the only thing that makes a woman a woman. You feel me? A woman is not defined by her genitalia or her reproductive abilities. So yeah, I think trans women are women. I think trans men are men.
Have you, and this might sound weird, but have you ever felt like you wanted to be a man?
Have I ever felt like I wanted to be a man?
Yeah.
No.
Or like
no.
you were a man in any way? Okay.
No,
So
I'm very like an androgynous person. Like I would call myself gender fluid sometimes. Like sometimes not gender fluid, but my style can kind of go from like different sides of the spectrum. So, but I've never felt like I was a man or a boy. No, I've always felt very like feminine.
Yeah.
Female. Yeah.
And do you consider yourself as part of the LGBTQ?
Yes.
IA plus and.
I don't want to add the A. I don't know why the allies want to inject themselves into a marginalized group. Okay, you're an ally, you support me, but you're not part of me. You're not part of my group. I don't agree with them adding that A at the end. That's just how I feel about it.
Okay, so the allies are straight men and straight women, heterosexual?
Yes, the allies are heterosexual people who believe that LGBTQ people are like people. But you shouldn't be celebrated for acting like a decent human being. That's the norm. People love to be celebrated for being good people. And it's just like, no, that's the bare minimum. I don't think we should add allies to the LGBTQI at all.
So that's very interesting, because I don't know why I thought the A was like asexual or something.
No, it's allies. It's for allies. Yeah.
Okay. Because I just found out that my homegirl is asexual.
You don't have any sexual attraction at all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, she rarely wants to have sex,
That's very interesting because I'm a very, very like sexual being. Just in my everyday life and like how I dance and what I write about and how I move. So, I mean, everybody's different. So.
But you being sexual doesn't always mean that you want to have sex, because it's like, all right, my bad.
Especially when I got a little lick in me, I'll be like, babe, come here. Let me stop.
This brings about a very like interesting thing. So. I feel like women have more self-control than men, right? Can we agree on that or no? If I'm wrong, tell me wrong.
Self-control when it comes to sex?
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that.
Because I often hear women say, I haven't had sex in 6 months. I haven't had sex in 3 months.
Yeah. But guys just don't care as much, I guess. Like in society, it's more celebrated when a guy is like a hoe, but like I don't know if it's the self-control thing. It's just that, like I'm a guy, nobody's gonna hold me accountable for having this much sex. But as a woman, it's like, damn, I can't be catching too many bodies because else I'm gonna be judged.
In 2020, you still feel that way?
Bruh.
Please speak on that.
Because whenever I am open about like how much sex I have, people just look at me like, girl, are you serious? But, that's just what being a woman is. And in America, it's a little bit different because people are more open here. But anywhere else in the world, especially where I'm from, if I tell anybody I'm not a virgin anymore at 23, it's funny because, like, they want you to be a virgin, but then they expect you to give them grandkids. And it's like, what sense does that make? Like, my mom still, she does, okay, obviously she knows I'm not a virgin anymore, but I hope y'all not having sex. in the same breath, I want grandkids. And it's like, wait, pick a side, please.
Virgin Mary.
Pick a side, please, because yeah. But yeah, people get judged, so I don't think it's a self-control thing. I just think it's a fuck it, I'm a fucking dude, I could do what I want type of thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a statement and you correct me if I'm wrong, okay?
Okay.
I think with women making the stance that, one, we are just as equal as men. 2, we can do what men can do. 3, we deserve equal pay. 4, men are not better than us. I think with all of that happening, women are also in the stride to find equality, are taking some of the shitty traits from men and are being cold and sometimes more colder than men, finesses and sometimes more finessing than men. We all know women have done some wild shit, cheated and all of that. They've done it better. But it seems like in today's era, women celebrate like fucking men over. Like, even sing about it. Let's finesse these niggas, you know? And I feel like that was a man's trait, doing it and talking to his boys about, yeah, this is what I dogged her out. I did this, which is all fucked up. You know what I mean? But I feel like women are now like, yeah, we do what they do and we gonna, you know, expose it. Am I wrong? You know, what do you think?
I think you're right. I mean, it's not a man trait. It's just a shitty person trait. But a lot of people are just comfortable being shitty people and just like finessing niggas. Also because of like, just like the media. I'm not going to call the people who write this type of music or, you know, put out music like this shitty people. But it's like, that's just the norm now. Like City Girls, Megan Thee Stallion. Who else raps about stuff like that? But I don't know. That's kind of what is in the mainstream media now. It's opened a whole different like world to women, especially because the message is coming from women. So it's emboldened us in a way. And like, I really appreciate this type of music too, because I feel like it's very freeing. I feel like it's very empowering also. These people don't only sing about fucking people over. They sing about getting their own money and like finishing your college degree and like living your dreams and stuff like that. The fucking niggas over is like a little parentheses in the paragraph, but like, I don't know. I like it. I like being able to shake my ass. And
so you think that's part of the positive aspect of women's liberation as opposed to a hindrance to it?
Yeah, like they should be able to do whatever the fuck they want. That's the same way men do. That's the whole point. That's the whole point about feminism. Oh boy. But
I guess that's why Jada Pinkett sat Will Smith down and talked to him like that. Like, yeah, nigga, I cheated.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And
like,
it was not a transgression.
No.
I guess the tables are turning.
Yeah.
Somebody said beta. Let me stop.
That whole situation is so weird.
Yeah.
That whole situation is so weird. I could never allow that in my marriage. I don't even know that I would get married one day, but it's just like, bruh, you're giving another nigga permission to fuck your wife. Not even with you there, but just like to have her whenever he wants. And then he fell in love with her and she was like, no, it was just an entanglement. Like, girl, she's future 2.0, Miss Toxic. Gosh.
I got 2 more questions.
Yeah.
Do you feel, you know, and really think about this. Do you feel empowered as a woman right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Like, what is the basis of the question though? Like, what?
It's, you know, because women have been fighting for equality and fighting for their voices to be heard.
Yes.
Because they've been suppressed for the longest, right?
Yeah.
So the question really is like, is there success coming to that? And as a woman, do you feel empowered? Like, my voice is being heard. I'm being respected. I have grounds now.
I'm
and
being
I'm not in the shadows.
respected. I have grounds now, no, but I feel like I'm definitely being heard, especially like with social media. Like there was this at least 3 weeks where girls were just like posting about their abusers on Twitter. And these things were getting hundreds of thousands of retweets. And I was one of those people that spoke out. And it got like hella retweets, but then I deleted. But it's just like, I feel like in that way, with the visibility, yeah, I feel like I'm definitely getting my voice heard. I feel like, this is sad to say, but cases like Toyin Salau, the girl that was murdered, the activist,
yeah,
that got out and it raised a lot of awareness on like rape and just like how women are treated and stuff. So the conversation is definitely being had. I don't know that there's like really anything being done to like fix it, but the conversation is being had, and that is one step towards like progress.
Okay, so it's like right now, visibility, being heard.
Yeah.
But it's just at the beginning stages.
Yeah,
It's like,
absolutely. It's like, see, this is how I see all of this. We're all together, like moving towards the horizon, right? And it's like still far as hell, but we are slowly inching towards it. And like the horizon just, it's getting closer. I feel like it's going to definitely take some time, but together as a unit, we could get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. And the last question, if you could say anything to Black men right now, what would you say?
If I could say anything to Black men right now, we don't have an issue, us Black women do not have an issue with your preference. What we have an issue with is you putting us down to reinforce your preference. Okay, you like light-skinned women. Okay, you like white girls. That's cool. But keep us out of it. Don't say, oh, nah, I only date light-skinned women because Black bitches is A, B, and C. You can like whoever the fuck you want to like. Go like aliens. We don't care. But keep our queen selves out of your mouths, out of your crusty ass, chapstick needing ass lips. Please. That's it. We love you. We support you. And I also wish you guys would love us and support us the way we love and support you. That's it.
All right.
What?
And like, I respect it for sure, 100%.
Okay, how?